Oh, Steve Arts 89. Well, I just watched the first 5 episodes of Master Universe Revolution. It was a bit of a mess. Basically, it started off with King Randor dying. He-Man, Prince Adam being torn between He-Man and King. Then we had Skeletor pretending to be Keldor, but really being Keldor because he is Keldor, but didn't know he was Keldor. Being basically given the palace, then managing to trick the whole of Eternia into being chipped so that he and Hordak could basically take them all over and use them as zombies. Then Hordak basically came in and invaded the planet, took it all over, and the sorceress basically combined all the powers of Eternia, the Zoar, the what was it, the Ka, and the Havoc stuff, and reinstated Pre-Eternia, which allowed King Randor to fight alongside Adam. Skeletor killed Hordak. He-Man stabbed Skeletor with his new techno power sword, which sucked all the energy out of him and evil energy out of him and turned him back into Keldor. He-Man decided to take apart the monarchy and allow the people of Eternia to vote for their own government and govern themselves. And Tila, who is basically now a Eternia playset sorceress, with like the blue lion mask thing instead of the hawk. And him basically went back to the castle to live happily ever after, or at least until, the next part. Lynn became evil. She redeemed herself somehow through trying to save Granomir, who died in battle, and went to Britannia. And she has now joined the Cosmic Enforcers. I think that's what they're called. She has a Zodak mask now. And someone is saved Hordak and has his body in stasis and is promising to bring him back to life and back to power and to get revenge on Skeletor, who is now in the dungeon of Castle Grayskull, which I don't understand. Castle Grayskull is just a hologram and doesn't exist. So why this season they're acting like it exists again? And it was taken over by the techno virus, then it was restored by the new power sword. Geldor basically created this new power sword, which is like the power sword in the He-Man and the Master Universe kids series, which is very futuristic and sci-fi. And they basically changed the tone and the style of He-Man into more of what we saw in that new He-Man series and the New Adventures of He-Man from 1991, whatever year it was. And it's just like they couldn't just leave this unique combination of fantasy, swords and sorcery and science fiction as it was. They had to sort of try and merge it into this sort of generic science fiction sort of thing, and it just ruined the whole of He-Man. And I don't understand. I guess it comes down to copyright, and they couldn't leave it being recognizable as the He-Man and Master Universe that we loved. It has to be something new and different so they can market it and sell it and merchandise it differently. And I guess I don't think I'm being cynical to think that's the main motivation for all of this. Not anything artistic or creative, not trying to give us the answers that we wanted or to have us see the stories that were sort of hinted in the original series played out, because they don't have the rights to Filmation, and this is not a continuation of Filmation. It's its own universe. But it was a bit of a mess. Like I said, there were some really incredibly stupid moments where the people of Eternia and some of the characters were just incredibly stupid and just would never have happened in the real world, in a realistic universe, which is what they're supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to believe that these people are real, and there were just elements of the story that were so stupid and characters behaving so stupid that it wasn't believable, and it was just cringe. And then other moments that sort of worked, smaller moments between the characters and that, and just seeing some of the characters in action was great. So there were some positive things, there were some good lines, some funny jokes, but there are also some incredibly puerile ones, like literally Lynn in the middle of a really dangerous action scene says, oh, if no one else is going to say it, I'm going to say it, you know, Tila and He-Man sitting in a tree, Kissing. I'm like, are you serious? They did that? Yeah, they did a bunch of things like that. But yeah, overall, they kind of ruined He-Man. It was a unique universe, unique thing, and now they've turned it into this generic sort of futuristic science fiction thing. And nothing looks like it should. No one looks like they should. No one acts like they should. Half the people are dead or changed. They couldn't just leave it as it was and just do more stories in that universe and put the toys back the way they were. They decided it was theirs to change and kill and destroy, and yeah. I don't know if they're going to restore everything in the next 5 episodes and get things back to where they should be, or if they're just going to go even further with the deconstruction and yeah, it's. But yet at the same time, they managed to sort of uphold and restore all the sort of patriarchal norms and the I don't know what they're trying to do. It just didn't work. It was a mess. Yeah, and I'll probably never watch this again. Unlike the original He-Man series, which I'll always be watching because it's great and you can always return to, this was like a one-off event that you sort of had to watch to sort of believe it and see it, but you didn't enjoy it, and you're really not going to go back to see it again. It's really just throwaway, and that's sad because He-Man was, you know, legend. And this is just, yeah. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm still not sure what to think of this other than it just didn't work. It just was a mess. It was a disappointment. And for all the great production values that could have been they were really wasted, basically. The story and the intentions and the overall sort of decisions just undermined everything else and ruined it. Yeah. I'm done.